As we're taking the lead, analyzing the game from the rink to the field. From the ice to the turf, we'll break it down. Discussing every win and every loss in town. We'll talk about the Canucks and the Lions. We are your irrational fans. We are your irrational fans.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 68 of the Hughes Sports Podcast. I am your host, Jake Hughes, alongside the old man. How the hell are you doing today?
What the hell was that?
A brand new intro.
What the hell? You can't just throw brand new shit at me without telling me I'm old.
I was going to say, I just did.
I was like, what's that? Very good. We got a new song.
A brand new intro.
Who sang that for us?
AI.
AI can sing?
Yep.
Wow. I could be a singer-writer or songwriter thingy.
A singer-songwriter thingy.
Yeah. My voice, Jake, is still screwed up.
Still?
Like right there. I don't know what that is right there, besides fat. But underneath my fat, I pulled something. Because, like, I'll be at work and it'll crack on me. It's horrible.
It's kind of funny.
It is.
How
How did I get a sore throat, Jake?
did you get a sore throat? If you were on our YouTube or on Facebook last week, you might have seen the start or an attempt of the podcasts.
Didn't work.
Before we had some, let's call it technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties.
Definitely technical.
Is that what you call that? I don't know.
I would call that technical difficulties.
I don't know what the hell happened.
I'm gonna say the electricity in the building damaged our signal going to the platforms.
Yeah, it was.
That's what I'm gonna say. I
Or
have
it
no
was
real
Patrick,
reason for it.
the German.
Gotta blame the German.
Gotta blame the German. People are like, what the hell are you talking about?
We were at the game last week. This time last week, we were literally sitting in section 304 in Rogers Place. Rogers Arena?
3:15.
I don't think so.
It was 3:14 or 3:15, one of the two. Wasn't 3:04.
I'll trust you. Clearly, I don't trust him, but
folks, what he's doing is he's looking it up.
100% I am. Why wouldn't I? But yeah, we were live at the arena watching the game. We were like, oh, we'll go live at the arena, do a live little pregame, like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And we tried to do that. We tried really hard.
What's wrong with two drunk guys going live on air?
Yeah, no, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Turns out a lot could go wrong. You could start the show off perfectly fine and then have all sorts of issues. And that's exactly what happened. But we are back. We had planned multiple times to do a makeup podcast, just a live check-in, and we just didn't ever have time to do it in this week. It was too busy. There's too many hockey games to be watched. There's too much
stressful.
The games are too stressful. But I want to talk. While we're on the subject, I want to talk about it. What were your takeaways of going to Rogers to watch the game?
Sorry, I'm just posting in my socials because I wasn't able to do it because I was so excited about the new opening.
Well, to be fair, he says excited. He was quite confused at first.
I was like, what the fudge did he do? He pushed the wrong button.
Nope.
That wasn't Mr. Fleischer. My thoughts on the experience overall?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's start with the fact that Jake and I have talked so many times about doing what we did. going to a playoff game and watching a game live. And to be able to make that happen was just fucking cool. Let's face it. It was just fucking
Yeah.
cool.
100%.
Started the day off being able to sit with Mr. Matt Sakaris and his buddy Blake
Yep.
Price. Sorry, name. For a few minutes with Blake, and then we had lunch with Matt. And that's when we started drinking, and it all went downhill from there. No, it went uphill from there.
And see, really, we talked about it afterwards. We never really got like crazy drunk like you would assume people get at sporting events.
Oh, at least they would assume you and I got
We-
crazy drunk.
Yeah, that's more what I was meaning. But we
Yeah.
just got to a nice level and leveled it
Yeah.
out, and it was fine.
And we got to that level really quick. Like it was, okay, 2 drinks, boom. And then it just stayed
And
there.
then just maintained
Yeah.
the entire rest of the day.
It was cool. It was fun. Got to meet up with an old friend of mine.
That's
Not that
'cause you're
she's old, but she is older than me. Miss Susie Winwick, and who I haven't seen for years. And we hung out at pregame with her and had a few more beers. And then we went inside. The electricity inside. You explain that, Jake.
I don't know if I have the words to explain it, to be completely honest. There was just as soon as you walked in, like we walked in about half hour before the game started or so.
Oh yeah, it was probably a good hour before the game started.
I want to say an hour, but I don't think it was that long, because if you think about it, we grabbed a drink, we got to our seats, and then we grabbed food, and the game was about to start. Like, it was very quick.
Can I rant about the fucking drink?
No, we're not gonna, no.
Okay, fine.
No, this is the one time I'm putting, no, we cannot rant about it, because other than that, the experience itself was just, you walked in there and you could feel it. The energy, the excitement, every single fan was positive. Even the Oilers fans.
Yes.
There was Oilers fans around us, but there wasn't any fights.
No.
Almost a couple fights, but it was a fun atmosphere.
It was.
And then the game started.
The national anthem started. And that was just, I mean, you see it live for so many years on TV, and you can't understand just how loud that when that building's packed, and you got, I don't know, what is it, 18,000 or whatever it is that packed that arena.
18,000, I think.
Singing at the top of their lungs. The pride you get, that country pride thing comes out. Patriotism. It's pretty cool. That was, for me, that was a highlight, to be honest. That was kind of a cool moment. Then the game
started, and it was lots of energy in the first period from the fans. And we didn't see a lot of energy from the boys in blue.
None.
Very quickly, the Oilers get up on top and just kind of stay there for most of the game. We're not going to do an entire dissection of the game, but going into the third period, we were down 4-1. And very distinctly, you turned and looked at me with about 5 minutes to go in the second, and you say you feel it.
No, there was 5 minutes to go in the second intermission.
Sorry, yes, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Yes. And I just felt it. I just felt it in my soul. It was one of those, this crowd is going to lift this team and we're going to win it.
And what happened, like, there was a group of guys in front of us, and there was one guy who I think felt very similar to me. We were sitting down the entire intermission, not a lot of energy, and we're like, you guys are crazy if you think you're coming back. Like, 3-goal lead, that they didn't play well enough. And then the third period happened, and excitement, the energy we felt got cranked up to 150
Oh,
with a snap of your fingers.
it
With the goal that JT Miller scores off of a beautiful feed from Brock Besser, the place starts to lose it. And I didn't think it could get much louder. And then
but it did.
Zadorov scored.
Was
I don't
it
remember who scored.
I don't remember who scored to tie it.
No, this would have been the 3 to put us down by 1.
Oh, yeah, I think it was Zadorov.
And then Connor Garland ties it. And I believe JT Miller puts us in the lead. I don't remember exactly. But it got so absolutely loud, you couldn't think.
I've been to thousands of sporting events over my 59 years. I've never felt sound before, except when I've been at a rock concert. Take a rock concert and elevate it by 1 million. That's how loud that place was. It was and not only loud, it wasn't yes, it was super, 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 super loud. But the energy in that building was insane.
And it wouldn't die. It would start to peter off, and then other people would pick it up, and it would lift back up, and it would just kept getting louder and louder until that final buzzer happened.
Insanity. Should we tell them the glasses story?
Oh, there's not much of a story to tell.
There is a story to tell.
You tie the game up after being outplayed for 2 periods. Clearly outplayed for 2 periods. You jump up and your glasses fall off your face a little bit. So I instinctively just grab my glasses so they don't go flying. And I go to celebrate with everyone around us, high-fiving people and the normal celebrations when your team just comes back from a 4-1 deficit to tie the game with very few minutes remaining in the first. And all of a sudden I go to high-five this guy in front of me and my glasses go out of my hand. Not a clue where they went. Not a clue.
So Jake's blind for the next 5 minutes.
Literally. Well, I'm not blind without my glasses.
No.
But
But
it took me and the old man, our German friend Patrick, if you were watching on last week, you would have met, and a row of about 7 or 8 kids in front of us. And the glasses themselves were not in our row. The glasses must have been in 304, says Dom. The glasses were 2 rows in front of us and about 15 seats to the left.
For goodness, it was funny.
Yeah, we didn't find them until after the game. Literally, there was a group of us searching after the game. But we found them. They're safe, they're sound, we're good to go.
We're good to go. We're okay. They didn't get broken.
Nope.
No damage happened at the game.
Well, except for to your voice and my voice, but
yeah.
Anything else you want to talk about?
I guess people keep asking me, and it's that age-old question. Was it worth the money we had to spend? Would you do it again? In a heartbeat.
Not just that.
Without any thought.
But we also got treated to the game of last time the Canucks came back from a 3-goal deficit in the playoffs was 1994. Another 1994 reference for those keeping track. Just keep adding them up.
We could go to every playoff game from now until they win the cup. We will never experience what we experienced. I mean,
now, they win
be there when they win the cup, of course.
They win the cup. I think that's louder. That's way more involved than the goal deficit, the coming back from 3 goals down.
Yeah. It was cool.
But-
That's all. I got nothing more to say than, and both Jake and I looked at each other the next day, and we both basically came down to, this is one of those experiences we ain't never going to forget.
No.
We'll be taking this one down to the grave with us.
But before we can even think about lifting the cup with the Canucks, we need to get through the Edmonton Oilers. The Edmonton Oilers that right now are in a tied series with the Edmonton Oilers. Game 4 was last night in Edmonton. Edmonton was able to take it by a last 30-second goal from Evan Bouchard after the Canucks made it a game in the third period by playing 15 whole minutes of a game.
If that.
Don't get me wrong. They got good goaltending from Artur Shilovs.
Would you say good or would you say great?
I changed it to good for a reason.
Yeah. Why is that?
I think there was two. The first goal, the power play goal. No, the second goal, the Draisaitl goal. I think Demko gets a piece of that, like Arturs does, and that stays out. I think that's the difference between an elite goalie.
The one that went under his arm? Oh, the one hit him here, yes.
It hit him here, the one where Draisaitl was... sorry, we're pointing. Hit him in the Draisaitl one-timer on the power play from where Draisaitl, his office apparently, and bounced off of Artur Silov's shoulder and into the net.
Yes.
I think an elite goalie pushes themselves off hard enough, knowing that shot's coming, that puck has a chance to be deflected out rather than deflected in.
Yeah, probably.
And I think that's a difference between a Demko and a Shilovs right now.
Yeah. That's a fair statement. I mean, please, people, don't take that the wrong way.
No.
Silas has been phenomenal. He really has. He's just not a Demko.
No, he's not a Vezina finalist goalie like Demko is.
Exactly. I agree.
Series is super tight between the two teams. What do you think the difference is? What do you think is going to make the difference in the best of 3 series that is game 4 or game 5, 6, and 7?
Oh, it's simple. Special teams.
Yep.
I said it last night. We were watching the game, and I'm getting angry watching it. Is their power play is so effective.
Yeah.
They throw that puck around, and they're so. What did I say? They're so damn patient. It makes it look like they're so slow, but they're so patient. And Jake looks at me and goes, "I hate it."
I do. It drives me absolutely nutty because I'm looking off to the side here because I'm trying to pull up the play here.
I don't know what play he's talking about.
The
So I can't
Draisaitl
help,
goal.
folks.
But
But
they just
for Vancouver to win, we're going to get penalties. We're not going to completely stay out of the penalty box because it's a gritty game. It's a gritty series. But we're going to have to kill these penalties. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, you can't be playing the way you are, or you can't be taking the penalties you are and beat the Edmonton Oilers.
No, you're not.
But I want to watch it. So BX did a great job on game 3 or during game 3.
Yes.
Was it game 3 or game 2 that he highlighted what the
One of the
power play
two.
tries
Yeah.
to do?
Yeah.
And the entire point of all of the movement that the Oilers have is to isolate one player and get them in a one-on-one matchup or by themselves.
Or a 2-on-1.
Yeah. So I'm gonna pull this up here. There's gonna be no audio because I don't want to get. This is courtesy of Sportsnet. But watch this. So the puck is here. It's coming back to the point. Right? Everything's moves. And this defenseman right here, and I wish I knew who it was off the top of my head, and I don't. This defenseman here moves up and leaves Draisaitl all by himself.
Yeah.
This forward, I think it's Pettersson, sticks to this guy rather than pushing forward and forcing McDavid to pass to someone who's not named Draisaitl or taking the shot. Look at this. Pause button's right in the way, but you see Pettersson comes in here. Joshua gets beat, so the defenseman has to pinch here, leaving Draisaitl wide open.
And now look, they can't see my thing, but
I can't see your mouse either.
They've got two people, two players, and the goalie.
The one right in front of the net, and this guy here.
Yeah.
To the one defenseman.
Exactly.
I'm gonna rewind this half a second. Hopefully, it goes to where I want it to. What should happen here, because you need to make adjustments. The playoffs are all about adjustments here. If this guy gets beat, Pettersson should immediately come over and pinch to push McDavid out to this side of the boards and not let him have the center of the ice.
Yes.
And this defenseman should push up to take away that passing lane rather than pushing into the center of the ice. Because if that happens, you're leaving, I think this is Bouchard here, a Bouchard shot through no traffic versus a Draisaitl shot by himself. Who are you willing to bet on? And instead, it goes down, and that puck goes in. To me, it's a simple adjustment, but one that I hope they're working on today, or at least they're talking about today, because there was no practice today.
Yeah, they've got to be working on this, because it's the key to the series right now. If we can shut them down on the power play, we're already proven we can shut down McDavid. We can do that. That can be done.
Yep.
But we also have to shut down that power play. If we can do that, we're golden.
We need to play 60 minutes. If you look back at all the games we've won, we've played maybe 40 minutes of hockey.
Yeah.
Of Canucks hockey, of winning the board battles, of getting into the gritty, dirty areas, winning that puck out to a free guy in front of the net and putting it past, whether it be Calvin Pickard, who was not that good of a goalie, or Stuart Skinner, who has been a human sieve.
Exactly.
So you need to come out tomorrow night, all guns ablaze. And I think after Tocchet has called out his team the way he has, I'm gonna I'll pull up the quote, because Tocchet calls them out. So there's times there we have some guys, where the puck's gonna go. You just got to get there before the other guy. And I think we're pausing. Some guys are playing pause hockey, and you can't win if you have 5 or 6 passengers. I mean, it's the Stanley Cup playoffs with some guys. I don't know if they thought it was the playoffs. We can't play with 12 guys. He literally just called out half his team by saying you can't win with only half a roster.
Well, it's pretty simple, isn't it? I mean, you could name Cole. He plays for Edmonton, doesn't he? I think he scored more. I think he scored more goals than anybody on the Edmonton team. EP40, invisible.
Now,
literally,
I do want to say today he came out and took a brunt of the questions and basically said, I need to be better. Doesn't matter who my teammates are. I'm not injured. I have no excuses. I need to be better, and I need to take accountability for that.
Which is awesome. That's great. Yay.
But now he needs to go out and prove it.
You could say, I could go to work tomorrow and say, boss, I'm sorry I haven't sold anything in the last, how many games is this now that we're into the playoffs? Last 8 weeks.
10.
Call it 8 weeks, 9 weeks we've been in the playoffs, 8 weeks. I haven't sold anything in 8 weeks, but I promise.
It's only been 10 games. It's only been like 3 weeks.
Is that it? Feels like 8. Oh my God. But then going into the next week, I still don't sell anything. Guess what?
You're still going to be, they're going to be like, what are you doing?
Yeah. He's got to produce. It's simple. Yeah. He needs to produce. Who else?
There's all sorts. Like there are literally all sorts of players that have been passengers. Hronik's been a passenger.
Yeah.
Like really, I think it's easier to pick those 12 players, and I say quotation mark 12 players because you've got Shelovs, DeSmith, I'll give those two players. Both of them have been fantastic when they've been needed.
Yes.
Zadorov, Hughes, Myers, Garland.
I want to argue with that last one, but I can't.
Garland, Suter, Besser, Miller.
Yeah.
Joshua's been hit or miss, but I'll put him on the
Joshua's there. Joshua's on the bus.
Lindholm sometimes.
Yep. For sure.
There's 11.
Yeah.
I don't know where the 12th guy is. Literally coming home today, I was listening to them talk on the radio about this right after Talkett's comments. I don't know who that 12th guy is.
Yeah. Who is he?
Demko? Maybe he's counting Demko in as that 12th player.
Yeah, or the coaches. I don't know. They definitely have to kick it up a notch. It's simple.
Look at the third period from last night when we come out and we have energy and we're playing with pace and we're physical and we're winning the board battles. They don't know what to do. We push everything to the boards, and we talked about it 2 weeks ago. You push everything to the boards and you win those board battles.
I've said it for like half this season. Our game is the boards game. And we need to realize we have to win those. If we're not winning those, we're not winning the games. And last night, we didn't win those. They were beating us to pucks. It was embarrassing to watch at times. It really was. It was like I was getting so frustrated, especially because this team can play better.
Yeah.
Right? You've seen it. And they show flashes, and then they go into this that's a great word, Reed. Reed used the word, they become a lot more passive. And that's a great term, because that's really what they do. They kind of go, oh, okay, we're not going to really play hard right now because we can play 10 minutes and win. That's not a key to success. Put two periods together and they're going to kick their mother butts.
But again, and I went through the stats and I wanted to look it up. So I broke down the entire season into 7-game series just to see, like, over 7-game stretches, how many times would we have lost a series?
Yeah.
2 of them. That's it.
Yep.
In my research, I also found that the Canucks have never lost 3 games or more, except for one time this season.
3 games in a row, you mean?
Yeah, or more.
Yeah.
Because it was a 4-game slide, but we've only been on one 3-game plus slide this entire season.
Jesus.
So I have confidence that they're able to bounce back, and the sky isn't falling. This team has the ability to do it. It's just frustrating seeing a team that has the ability, when they go out there and play hard, they're winning.
Yes.
They're tied at 2, and I feel, and maybe it's the irrationality in me, is that when we go out and play 60-minute game, there's not another team out there that can match us.
No, I agree. And I mean, people are going to be all over us for saying it. Oh, you're homers.
Yeah, we're fucking
homers. Read the name of the freaking show, people. It's the Irrational Sports Talk. We're irrational freaking fans. We're diehard Canuck fans. Of course we're going to think they're better than anybody else. And until you prove us wrong, we are.
100%.
It's simple.
Yep. So
I think that was a freaking great promo. I hope we cut that one.
So we talked about it kind of briefly. Petey needs to be better.
Yes.
Do you give him new line mates? Because Mikheyev has been shit this run.
Yes. I always go back to putting like my job, sales, because it's kind of the same, because it's a performance based. You're graded on your performance, same as hockey.
Yep.
So if I'm working at a really crappy car lot with a gravel parking lot and trying to sell rusted old cars, I'm probably not going to do very good. But you put me at a good dealership like Airdrie Honda, where I was, where they have really good quality cars, I'm going to do good.
But
Who's he been playing with?
Mikheyev and Carlson or Hoglander.
I mean, Hoglander, I like that kid. I really do.
Last game he played with Lafferty.
But Mikheyev is just, I don't know.
He's not the player we signed him to be.
No. What do? Do you bring him up a few lines and look what happens when they put the Lotto line back together? We get that energy, we get that boost out of EP40.
But it's the same as McDavid and Draisaitl. You can't load them up that much because then you need them to play 30 minutes a night.
Okay, then I'm not going to swear. Then you do that. You play him 30 damn minutes a night.
I could see it tomorrow night of making a point and saying, no, you guys go out there and you fight it.
Yes.
You win. You get this win.
If now, the Draisaitl Mick Slappy Face line, yes, that's his nickname now, is Mick Slappy Face, because he slapped Hughes across the face with his stick. Anyway, if Mick Slappy Face and Draisaitl are going to play 30 minutes, guess what? Your best line needs to play 30 minutes against them.
But shouldn't you have to defend that? Shouldn't you have two top lines that can play 20 minutes each? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
So my thought, and I keep saying this, I'm going to keep saying it until they do it. Garland and Joshua drive a line by themselves. Yes. It doesn't matter who their center is. Put EP40 with them.
Yes.
It might take half a game for PD to figure out where to be, but he's a super smart player.
I don't even think it's going to take half a game.
I'm saying it could. At this point, his struggles, I don't want to say it wouldn't surprise me if it took a 2 periods for him to figure it out. But Garland and Joshua get in on the forecheck, yes. Get the puck to PD, and PD just rip it as soon as you get it.
And he's been shooting especially the last game. He's been rifling that puck, which he wasn't doing. So I don't know if he had a wrist problem. Remember my brother?
I don't think he has an injury. And the only reason I say that is, as a coach, if you know a player has an injury, are you publicly calling them out?
Probably not.
And Tocchet directly called out Pettersson on needing to be better.
Yeah, he did.
So to me, the injury line was something that was definitely he's dealing with something nagging. So is everyone. Draisaitl's probably having insane back spasms on his off days when they're not freezing it. Exactly. He's still out there scoring points.
Yep.
You just signed an $11.5 million contract. And this is what you do in the playoffs? You need to be better.
You do. It's that simple, bud. It's that simple. And I don't know how many times you can say it. I mean, it seems to be going on for so long that EP has not been himself, been that superstar.
Well, going back to basically the All-Star break.
Yeah, right? Hopefully something happens in this next game. And I mean, you got one goal there 1 game ago.
Not last game, the game before.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's better than a kick in the nuts, but we want more.
No, it might have been the game before that. It was game 2 that he scored.
Was it? Whatever it was, yeah. So, let's hope.
Going from probably our worst performing player to our best performing player. Is Zadorov our best player in these playoffs? Should he be considered our Conn Smythe?
Is he the
MVP of the playoffs?
You know what? When I saw that you put that up there in my head, I'm like, can I argue this? How can I, Miller has been good. Besser has been fantastic. Good. Huh?
Besser's been fantastic. He's been better than good.
But Zadorov has just added whatever that it factor is that championships teams have. Zadorov has really added that it that I'm gonna with your head.
And it doesn't matter what situation it's in. He'll go out there and he'll throw a hit. He'll get back defensively. He's not afraid to jump up on the rush and score a goal, like a goal scorer's goal coming down on the rush.
Two.
But
more than 2. I think he's got 3.
I think he's got like 4.
4 or 5. I'm thinking
think
of the
it's like 4 or 5.
2 that he took from the end-to-end rush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I could see arguments for Shilovs and Besser. Those are the only 2 players that I could even see in the conversation.
Miller? Put
No.
Miller in there? No, you don't think so? No?
No. Miller has been quiet a couple games.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, you're not incorrect.
Zadorov, even when he's not scoring, he's making an impact, whether it's his defensive play or his his physicality, getting under Kane's skin. Kane took the Oilers took a stupid penalty. Both of them were weak calls. The roughing and the bench minor. When Zadorov put Kane into the bench. Both of them were terrible calls.
Yeah.
But you don't think that got in the heads of the Oilers?
Oh, especially Kane. Kane is like intentionally like out to try to hit him every time he can, and it's throwing Kane off his game. Zadorov is laughing at him.
Yeah.
Right? It's like yeah, blank. Sorry.
No, you're good. That's all I really wanted to talk about was like give Zadorov his flowers because I hope to God we sign him.
Me too. Oh, that's what I was going to say. The Lindholm and Zadorov trades to all my friends and loved ones close by here in Calgary. It's not looking so bad now, does it?
Yeah,
we robbed you. We took you guys to the cleaners.
I don't know too many people who said that.
Oh, I know all kinds.
They're not smart hockey fans then.
No, they're not. Obviously.
The Lindholm for Kuzmenko trade, that was just two players who weren't playing well on either teams, who had upside, and have now shown that upside for both teams. That's a good trade.
Yes.
Zadorov for a 5th rounder, I think.
That was a steal.
But Zadorov told them that he wasn't going to sign there.
Yes.
So what are you going to do?
Simple. Trade in Toronto. Oh, I bet you that still burns.
I bet Toronto would have really liked to have a Tanev or a Zadorov.
Oh, why don't they have them, Jake? Jake, can we go back and check the record?
Almost has as much class as Bertuzzi did. Yeah, very classy players. I don't know what you're talking about, Cody.
Zadorov, almost as
no. I'm sorry, I need to cut you off here because this is the most ill-conceived notion. No. I don't care if it's your boss. Bertuzzi literally had his career shortened and destroyed because a player wouldn't fight him, and then tried to protect the motherfucker when the rest of his team jumped on Bertuzzi's back. Go back and rewatch that. Bertuzzi never argued, never went to arbitration, never disputed anything.
Cody. Hey, Jake. Deep breath. You'll be fine.
Moving on to happier topics. Demko could be ready to go for Game 6, as per Rick Dhaliwal. Rick Dhaliwal said earlier this going into this round that Demko could be ready for Game 5. He's hearing more likely it's Game 6. So the question I pose to you, old man, is no matter the result of Game 5, do we start Demko?
Yeah. You know what? I was talking to a young lady at work today who's just as big a Vancouver fan as we are. And I asked her the same question. If Demko's ready, do you put him in this series? I keep going back and forth on it, so I'm not going to be much help because I'm like, if Seeloff has a shutout, if we win 3-0 in game 5, and we going back to Edmonton, do you pull Seeloff and put Demko back in, or do you wait until the next series and that we hopefully will make?
Or so the thought process for me is no matter the result of Game 5, Game 6 is a must-win.
Yes, I agree. Just like Blackberries.
Like, no matter what, whether you win Game 5 or you lose Game 5, Game 6 is a must-win. Demko needs to start in a must-win game. End of story. You cannot have 1 weak goal go in.
No.
And I've changed my tune on that because originally I was like, no, save Demko, like, keep Demko fresh for the next round. But if we win last night, if we push that game to overtime and win, I think it's a completely different conversation we're having because have Shelovs have 2 cracks at closing that series out.
Exactly.
No matter what, Game 6 is a must-win. Demko needs to start Game 6. If he can play, he's playing in Game 6.
We definitely don't want to go 7.
No.
So,
to me, it's simple. Demko lost the job because of injury. You can't lose your job because of injury.
No.
Soon as you're ready, an 89% Demko is better than 100% Shelovs.
Oh, I definitely agree.
So,
do you put him in for Game 6 then?
Yeah, 100%.
I think so.
I think,
and like I say, I keep going back and forth on this one. It's one of those, I don't know.
If Shelovs might have a 50 save night tomorrow night. Get the win.
Yeah.
Still put Demko in. You know how much of a mind fuck that's going to be for the Oilers? Thinking, oh, we figured like we're getting all these shots. Oh, and now we have a Vezina caliber goalie coming in.
Yeah. It's true. True.
Could be just enough to push the Canucks over the limit in Game 6.
Could be.
And now we get to a very fun topic because this was something that the old man didn't want to talk about.
See, this is why I didn't want you to go after Cody, because now you're all wound up, and
this would have got me wound up no matter what. This would have got me wound up no matter what. So, we're watching the game last night.
Duh.
So we're watching the game last night, and as soon as the game ends, it goes to commercial, it comes back to the studio, and Ron McLean is like, someone told us, turns out it was Canucks Sportsnet radio.
Oh, was it?
Called it out on the air during the broadcast that they thought it was a high stick. So let's watch us back in slow motion, and then I'm gonna just you and me. We're just gonna watch us back in slow motion.
I said to Jake, let's preface this. He cut me off.
No, you can still talk.
Okay.
You're good.
I said to Jake, my belief is that is not a high stick.
Okay,
you have to prove to me conclusively that it was a high stick.
Okay,
and then I would agree with you.
So we're going to play it through. You can see the puck here. It's going to come up the boards. It's going to, I don't know who plays it out, flips it up, and Draisaitl here.
Can everybody see your mouse?
Yes, everyone can see my mouse.
You sure?
You can see my mouse, so everyone can see my mouse.
Oh, okay.
So let's just play through. It is in slow motion. So puck gets up, flipped up, and is tapped there. This isn't me pausing. This is how they aired it. Right? Okay, so let's go back here a second. I want to go back before he touches the puck. Do you see where the puck is?
Yeah, it's right there.
Right here. Okay.
Right at the end.
You see where the puck is?
Is that the puck?
That's the puck right there.
Okay.
Where's the puck?
It's probably touching his stick.
Right there. Oh, it's touching his stick.
But it's
right
not
there.
above his shoulders.
You're telling me that's his stick. The tip of his stick here is not above his shoulders.
No, not at all. 100% no.
It's at his head.
No, Jake, you're looking at it at an angle and you're saying, oh, look, if I draw a straight line, that's not the way physics work. Come on now.
Look at the angle of his arm.
Yeah, his arms crank like that.
Yeah, and his stick is bending here.
The players are leaning forward, so you when you're measuring a high stick, it's a high stick from his shoulder at a standing, not
no, it is not.
Over.
It is not.
If you're
that is
over and you bring your stick up, that's not high sticking. A midget.
Yes, it is. If you bend over and your stick is here, you touch it. It's high sticking. If If you fall forwards into me and I hit you with my stick, that's high sticking. It does not matter where on the ice you are.
Fuck. There's no way they're reversing that goal with the evidence you gave me.
Because we get one shitty. So you're telling me if we get an angle here from any other side that shows the puck being hit by the tip of his stick.
Do you think?
Yes, I truly do think that the NHL didn't even look at it. That's how little I think of the NHL review process.
Let me talk just for a second. Do you think in today's technology world, if there was another angle available, it wouldn't have been put out there already?
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up, because Shayna of The Athletic has reported that there was the reason that there was no penalty, there was no, I can't remember the scenario, was because the NHL didn't have the reverse angle until after the play had been already reviewed.
What play? This play?
This was in a different game.
Okay, I'm talking. So all the NHL can do is look at if this is the only view that's available, that's all they have to look at. That isn't. Listen, let me finish talking. That isn't conclusive. It's simple.
But you have other angles. We just only get the one because this is all Sportsnet showed.
They would show if in this world of technology, if there was angles out there that showed that was high sticking, we would already have seen it.
But that's what I'm getting at, is it's not available to the public.
It would be. Somebody would have leaked that so fast.
Yeah, someone who lives and works in Edmonton sports media would leak it.
What do you... Take off your tin hat just for a sec.
That's not a tin hat. The people who work in Edmonton at the video booths are Edmonton employees. They live and work in Edmonton. They work for the local sports media, which is Sportsnet.
So you think all the decisions on reviews are made in Edmonton? That's what you're trying to tell people on our podcast. The 40+ people that are watching, you're telling them that all the video reviews are done in Edmonton.
No, what I'm saying is you literally said that if there was an angle out there, it would have been leaked.
It would have been.
By who?
Somebody
Edmonton Sports Media.
Got that by now. Come on, look at all the different angles that we have in a given spot at any point of a game. It's not just one angle.
So then why is there no other angles of this being posted?
Because it's a non-issue. You're making it an issue. I've seen nobody else try to make it an issue, but
it was all over sports radio down in Vancouver today. They talked about it for 15 minutes after the game.
Inconclusive. What you showed me, I still can't say it's conclusive. You told me you had conclusive proof that it was high sticking. That ain't conclusive proof.
I don't know how much more conclusive you can get than seeing where the puck hits his stick and the stick is arm at an angle in which his stick has to be above his shoulder.
No, his stick, if you were able to do physics and actually draw a line, I'm saying his stick was down when it made contact with was his stick at one point higher than his shoulder? Yeah, then he brought it down.
After he made contact with the puck.
No, to me, the puck hit when his stick was down. I don't think they're overturning that in a million years.
I think they should have at least reviewed it. I think it should have at least taken the time to review it.
I'm sure they looked at it.
I make no guarantee that they looked at it. Because there's no transparency from the NHL.
What is Dom saying? I'm sorry, folks. I looked over at the chat and I was like, I think Don's having a stroke.
No, Dom WhatsApp me a picture, and that is after, with a straight line, and I'll post this to social media afterwards. That is after the puck has been initially contacted.
Okay, so again, inconclusive is what we're saying. It wasn't like a blatant, it was up here.
It wasn't blatant, no, but it still needs to be reviewed.
It wouldn't have been, in my opinion,
Yep.
It wouldn't have made a difference.
But this goes, and it's not just this. There's been a long line of terrible calls by referees.
Oh, horrible.
And how there is no accountability to the media and the masses on this, because it could have been easily as, yeah, we reviewed it, there was inconclusive evidence, it would have been a non-story.
Simple.
But there's no communication.
Now we're going to agree, because even with the Susie suspension, why didn't McDavid get a suspension? They didn't talk about it.
Why not even McDavid? I don't think McDavid deserves a suspension. McDavid might have deserved a fine if Zadorov got a fine.
Yes. I would have been happy with that.
Hyman comes in like this.
Yes.
At players heads. Clearly aiming for them.
Because he's going for Zadorov, so he had to go up.
Yeah, like...
Well, even the cross-check, it was a cross-check last night, to Meyer's face.
And not even a peep out of Department of Player Safety.
Nothing. Like zero.
But again, now, if they had put out a tweet or put out a media release saying, we reviewed it, we deemed it not malicious, blah, 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 we'd at least have an understanding of where they were coming from. But there is no accountability.
How about, I think it was Boston's coach? Was it Boston's coach? Their GM, because he didn't make the coach do it. The GM took to the stand in the next morning after the atrocity of the goalie interference. Apparently, you can cross-check and push a player into their own goalie, and then score a goal, and it's not goaltender interference. So we're going to try that next game. Every professional league out there, except for, I'm going to say the top 4 leagues, so the NHL, which are the NHL, NBA, NFL, and soccer. MLB, thank you. I was trying to think of the fourth one. When after a game, after the weekend of sports, they make the official available to one reporter.
That's
so they use one pool reporter. They make that available, and other reporters will send in their questions to that pool reporter to ask the head of refereeing. It doesn't have to be the referee, and he doesn't have to stand up in front of the irate media the minutes after the game. That's not what I'm saying. The next day,
today the game supervisor should have come out and said, "This is what we had."
Yes,
and as someone who can speak from experience, because not that I've refed in them, but I've been a part of the officiating crew in professional or semi-professional games. After those games, you sit down and you go through every single line.
Yes.
And you say, okay, on play 75, this happened. What did you see? Okay, what did you see? Okay, what did you see? On play 76, this is what happened. What did you have? What did you have? Did no one see this? Okay, cool.
Right?
And you go through literally every single play that there was an infraction on.
So they obviously do that at the NHL level, I would think. I'm assuming. But I would think they do.
They have a game supervisor. Like, that's their job, is to supervise the game. So
why aren't these guys being paid or being made available to the press? Bettman keeps saying that, we're the most transparent league in the history of leagues. No, you're not.
Nope.
You're bullshit. You're a bush league. He's got to go.
He's got to go years ago.
Yes. Anyway, enough of my rant.
But I think now it's gotten to a point where it's not just the occasional GM, the occasional coach, the occasional media member. It's now getting to a point where if this isn't brought up in the offseason at the GM meetings, I would be shocked if there isn't a resolution to move something forward on this.
What I'd love to be able to interview a GM. Maybe the Calgary Flames GM will come on our show.
I don't think the Calgary's GM. I don't think Craig Conroy has any issues with the Hughes Sports Podcast.
Probably not. He'd probably told he wouldn't be allowed to, but that's okay. I would love to get a GM on the show and ask them right out, has this ever been brought up by the Board of Governors before?
Yeah. Or has there been pushback from the Officials Association?
Yes, right? Cody's right. Zero transparency. Who knows what the game supervisors are really doing? There needs to be more accountability. And it's funny because one game I walk into work and Cody's bitching and whining about the referees. The next day I'm going in and I'm bitching and whining about the referees. We actually once said just a little bit ago, if both teams are bitching about the referees, then they're doing a good job. Not all the time. There was some pretty pathetic. I mean, the inconsistency is what drives fans nuts, right?
Yeah. If you call the game the same way in game 1 as you do in 82, as you do in game 70 or in game 100 in the playoffs, that's what we want.
Yes.
Now, of course, there's going to be differences in officials and different circumstances that hey, sometimes I'm only going to take one player because I want to punish the players, punish the teams for stepping out of line.
Yeah. And yeah, I get it. In the playoffs, it gets a little grittier. So some things are going to be let go. But when it's blatant, it's blatant.
Yeah.
And you got to call it. Like, I'm sorry, the high stick on Hughes from Mick Slappy Face. Yes, Cody, I called him Mick Slappy Face again. That's got to be a 4 minute, at the least a 4 minute double minor. But it wasn't. And did it cost us the game? Changes the whole game, doesn't it?
Definitely does.
Do we score? I don't know. I'm not a psychic.
Should we tell them what you do in your off time? No, again, I think it was a high stick. I think if you look at the video, it's pretty clear that it should have at least been reviewed. The fact that we can have a debate on it and discuss it and look at it and say it's close enough to have a debate on it, it should be reviewed. I'm not saying it should have taken 5 minutes to review. It should have been, hey guys, 1 second, we're going to go.
At least let us know you're reviewing it.
Thank you.
Right?
If they did that, hey, okay, maybe we get 2 angles of it. No, it's clearly not a high stick. The tip of his stick was here and the puck hit in the middle and it's fine.
Right?
But we didn't get that.
I mean, your first thing right away, like instantly on that play in that same spot, you thought it was offside.
I did. Watching that back, it was clearly not offside.
No, it was clearly not.
I thought it was a lot closer at the line when it went off of, I think it was Bouchard who kicked the puck, kicked the puck to keep it in.
Yeah, I think so.
But no, clearly not. Like, as soon as the puck went in, I said, I think that plays offside.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm just going to plop this up there because it's kind of true, which is sad.
We just spent 15 minutes talking about it.
Well, and it's not just the Canuck game. I mean, it's every effing series, right?
No one is happy with the officiating.
Yeah, it's kind of bizarre. Kind of bizarre.
For those who are just listening, the old man plopped up a comment from Dom saying, fans are talking more about officiating nowadays than the actual hockey being played. And I don't disagree.
Yeah.
Now, before we get into the last part of the day, do you have anything else you want to discuss?
You're going to make me freaking choose now. You're going to make me predict something, aren't you? Yeah, you are, you jerk.
So that's a no. Okay, got it.
I got nothing.
It's time for the old man predictions. How well did he do? Do-do-da. Do-dee-do.
Correct. It is time for the old man predictions. How well did he do? Well, we only kind of got partial results because last week was a complete wash of a show. But the old man is 1-1 in the 2 weeks we've done predictions.
That's 100%.
No, 1-1, not 1-4-1.
Oh.
Canucks are 6-4, tied.
That's right, 6-4. That's my number.
Tied after game 4. We have a game Thursday. We have a game Saturday, and if need be, we have a game Monday. Now, I want to warn everyone, next week when you tune into the show, I will not be here. We will have a special co-host joining the show, but it will not be me because I'll be in Europe.
Do you know what? You're
gonna
leaving me alone with this show 69.
No, I realized that. I realized that about 3 weeks ago. I'm in Europe. I leave for Europe.
We might be canceled.
I leave for Europe on the 19th. So if there's a game 7 on the 20th, I'm waking up at god awful hours in the morning to watch it.
Well, there's not going to be, because the old man is going to make his prediction and he's not going to have to think about it. He looks over at the closet, he looks back, and he says, "We're winning the next 2. Take it to the bank."
I wouldn't say take it to the bank. He is only 50% correct. So take half of it to the bank.
Whose coolbet.com account is the highest?
Who put more money in to start with?
Oh, yeah, but still, even if we don't do that, who's made more money betting this series than...
Yeah, because you're putting ridiculous bets on the team.
I didn't know I was.
I think going 2 straight is a bold claim, but it is the old man predicts. Also, I have an update, a live update. The Colorado Avalanche have won to continue that series. Wow. Dallas still leads by a series of 3-2.
Wow.
So they're going to a game 6 on Friday.
Insane.
Panthers are in a game 6. Rangers are in a game 6.
Who would have thought
And we know the Oilers Canucks will be going to a game 6. So every single series will at least go to a game 6.
I mean, you look at that Panthers, they were up. The Rangers were up 3-0.
Yep.
Panthers were up 3-1.
Yep. Dallas was up 3-1.
Yeah.
And all 3 of those teams could easily win. By the next time the show's on the air, it could have been Thursday and Friday. It ended it except for the Canucks and Oilers.
Yeah,
who will play at least game 6 on Saturday. But every single team will have played a minimum of 6 games in the second round. It'd be crazy cool to think, not that I want it to push it into existence, if every single game went to a 7.
No, shut up.
Game.
Why are you putting that out in the universe? Jake, listen, I mean, dude. Why?
Just saying, it would be kind of cool. You have a Saturday, Sunday, Monday. You have 4 games in 3 days, all game 7s. That if the Canucks weren't involved, that's what I would be dreaming for. That is a true hockey sports dream.
Would you be happy with 3?
One weekend, 3 days, 4 game 7s.
I swear to God, you would think I was like filthy rich and he was coming after my money. Trying to give me a damn heart attack is what he's trying to do, folks.
Well, if you want to see if I do give the old man a heart attack or the Canucks give him a heart attack, check us out on Twitter at HSP_pod, Facebook at HSP_pod, X, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, all of the stuff at HSP_pod. You can follow me at JStreams, JEH Streams on the Twitter machine. Follow the old man at OldManHSP. I will not be here next week
or the week
after. Hopefully the next time I'm talking to you beautiful people on the podcast, we are going to be in the Stanley Cup final. I make no guarantees because I'm going to go on a trip. It's going to be wild. Might get drunk. I might be awake when this podcast actually goes live, because we have to leave the hostels pretty early every morning. If I'm awake, I might find a quiet spot on the bus with Wi-Fi and see if I can join the show live on one of those 2 nights.
Because we go live 8 p.m. Pacific time. Mountain time.
Yeah, which is, depending on which part of the tour I'm at, will approximately be 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So even if I have to wake up a little bit extra early for that, if there's not a game on, I'll probably sleep in. If there's a game on,
You'll be up.
I'll be up.
And
But
I don't know if we'll be broadcasting if there's a game on anyway. So
who knows when the next series will start? The next series might start on Wednesday
you never know.
because the game 7 would be Monday, May 20th if it goes to game 7. So
Well, it could be that the other games go 7, we go 6, and we get that extra rest. It still wouldn't start. Like all the finals would have to start pretty much the same time now. The conference finals.
Well, if the Oilers and Canucks don't go to game 7, it's over on Saturday then. Because or on Sunday, sorry.
Yeah, then Monday, Tuesday.
I don't think you're getting. I think you're lucky if you're getting Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah.
I think you're getting Monday. One series will start Tuesday. The next series will start Wednesday.
Yeah.
Because they'll want it on alternating days.
Yeah, I could see that.
But until then, you beautiful human beings, have a great 2 weeks. The old man will see you here next week, hopefully at the same time. Check the Twitter and everything. And maybe at that point, he'll actually get to say